Whether you're going out for days in the backcountry or spending a weekend car camping, the shape and size of your sleeping bag is a big consideration for getting that comfortable, restful night's sleep. And we're going to take a look at different shapes, different sizes of sleeping bags to help you determine what type is best for your needs. The first type of bag we want to look at is the rectangular style bag. Most of us are familiar with this. It's the roll-up, tie-down type of bag, and this is great for family camping, car camping, someone who wants a lot of room to spread out and be just really comfortable in a sleeping bag. These are great because you can essentially spread them open and use it as a blanket. A lot of times you can zip them with other sleeping bags to make big blankets, and these are just a really great multi-use sleeping bag. The downside to these is they tend to be heavier because there's lots of material, there's lots of room, and they tend to be not as compressible and not as packable. But definitely a great option, low cost option for that family camper, car camping type of excursion. The second style we want to talk about is this mummy-shaped sleeping bag. A lot of backpackers and lightweight enthusiasts are going to be familiar with this type of bag. It's got a hood, it tapers in at the top, it's broad around your shoulders, and then it really tapers into the feet. The idea behind a mummy bag is that it's taking out all of the extra fabric, all of the extra fill that would be in a rectangular bag, and really hugging your body so that it's more thermo efficient. The less dead air and the less space your body has to heat in the bag, the warmer you're going to be and the warmer the bag is going to get once you get in the bag. A lot of mummy style bags would have a 3/4 length zipper or a half zipper to be a little more thermo efficient. This one tends to have a zipper that goes almost to the bottom, so there is variety in that. Like I said, half zip, full zip, 3/4 zip. You can see that this bag is a lot smaller. It's a lot lighter weight than your traditional rectangular bag. It's going to pack down to be smaller in most cases, and just a great option for someone who wants to go lightweight but also wants a very warm bag. The fit of a mummy bag should be pretty snug. Now you don't want to be too snug in the bag that your feet are hitting the bottom and your head is really, in the top of the hood. You don't want to compress any of that insulation. So if the bag is too snug that it's compressing the insulation, it's not going to be as warm. So you do want to have a little bit of room to move, but as well, if the bag is too long for you or if it's much too wide, your body isn't going to be able to heat a bigger bag as efficiently as it'll heat something a little bit smaller. So one thing to consider when choosing the size of the bag. Somewhere in between the rectangular style and the mummy style is what I call a semi-rectangular bag. The one I have here, you can see it does taper in a little bit at the feet for more thermo efficiency, and it does not have a hood, so the top of the bag is completely flat. There is a little bit of adjustability where you can kind of form a hood if you need to and cinch that bag down, but all in all, the top is flat. If you go down to the foot box does taper in, but the zipper runs all the way down to the bag and all the way to the far corner of the sleeping bag. So you can use this style as more of a blanket style if you're traveling, staying in hostels, that sort of thing. You can use it as a travel bag. As well, it's made with more of your lightweight materials, so you can take it backpacking as well. Moving over to this bag, you can see it is more semi-rectangular shaped. This one does utilize a hood, so you do have a little extra material in the top just for some more warmth, but just to compare the two, non-hooded versus hooded. You can see this mummy style bag over here is definitely thinner, trimmer, and tapers down smaller at the feet. So semi-rectangular versus the mummy style. The next style we're going to show you is a sleeping bag, sleeping pad combination. With a traditional sleeping bag, you're sleeping right on top of your sleeping pad, and your weight actually compresses the insulation in the bottom of your bag. And so with a sleeping bag pad combination, you're able to either slide a sleeping pad right into a sleeve or connect it some other way. Once compressed, the fill of the sleeping bag loses most of its insulating properties. So the idea behind this type of combination is that the pad gets connected to the bag. This provides a very secure foundation so you can roll and twist during the night without ever rolling off of your pad. In this case, all of the insulation in the bottom of the sleeping bag is removed. So you don't have insulation in the bottom, but since you have that sleeping pad that's not going to move during the night, you do have a secure, warm sleeping system. In front of me, I have a women's specific bag, and there's a little bit more to a women's bag than just having a shorter, narrower size. With some brands, they do tend to put more insulation in key areas that women tend to lose heat faster than men. There's typically a little bit more insulation in the feet, and sometimes there's more insulation across the mid-region, across the chest. I would say there's not a huge difference between men's and women's specific bags, and so if you are a taller woman that you need the extra space, the extra length for a men's bag, that's definitely a great option. The second thing I want to mention is zipping two mummy bags together. Now you do have to have the same type of zipper and opposite side zippers. So you can see that the bag in front of me is a right hand zipper, as the zipper's on the right side, and this one is a left side zipper. And so ideally you would be able to zip the top portion of these together and the bottom portion and sort of form one big sleeping bag. There are brands that have sleeping bags that are double wide, so you do have, room for two people inside, and then it either has, one zipper or zippers on both sides, so that's definitely an option. And there are extra wide sleeping bags for one person who may have, a wider girth measurement. You need an extra big bag, or just someone who wants to sprawl out and have a little bit more room. So those are all considerations when considering size for your sleeping bag. Given all the different shapes we talked about, rectangular, mummy, semi-rectangular, and the different configurations, hooded, non-hooded, sleeping pad sleeve or sleeping pad straps, zipping two bags together. There's lots of configurations, lots of shapes and sizes, so hopefully you can narrow down what is best for your particular use.